Okay, I forget.
Yeah, well, because this is me, 50 some years ago as a little boy in Yokohama, and then later in college, hitchhiking around Japan. And I think like a lot of us, I was looking for the magic. You know, I was looking for this special place in Japan, and I found it in a place called Iya Valley, which is very remote, end of the world. People live on these steep hillsides. It was too poor even for rice paddies. And I fell in love with this misty place. And eventually, although I was still in college, I bought a house. It was abandoned, this old thatched house called Chiori, means house of the flute, and had these happy years in Iya, thatching the house, living with the villagers. And eventually I wrote about it in a book called Lost Japan, which really talks about Japanese village life and what I had loved in Japan's natural environment, and this kind of Eden of Iya. But of course, you know, there was a snake in Eden, and that was depopulation. Japan's villages, as I think you all know, are in terrible shape. The average age is 60s, 70s, even 80s. Forestry and agriculture are pretty much wiped out. Houses are being torn down or just falling down. And until now, there was nothing you could do. We just watched Iya decay. But there is hope, and that's tourism, sustainable tourism. Now with this tourist boom that we've had in Japan the last years. So we took a group of houses nearby us, 8 houses, and restored them. And we made them comfortable. We put in, you know, heating and toilets and good lighting and air conditioning and so on. And we rent them out as places for people to stay. And what this has done is created a new industry for Iya, so that we now have young people that have moved in and are working for our foundation there. And it's new life for the village. This, after doing it in Iya, we have done it in other villages. We've got 40 some houses by now. And it's not just us. Hundreds of these houses have been restored all over Japan by different people. And so this is really the hope for Japan's village life. And it's a new paradigm. Until now, you know, it's about numbers. 1 million people came to our town. Well, yeah, but did they spend any money? And what about the damage done to the community? In Iya, we get 3,000 people a year. We figured out that the income is worth 75,000 of the people in those buses. That little boy there is basically a busload of 25 people. So the thing is, though, tourism's a double-edged sword, and that's really what I'm going to talk about today. This is the bamboo path in Kyoto, the meditative calm of ancient Kyoto, you know. But of course, you go there, and it's a long shot from meditative calm. You know, it's Yamanote rush. And the overwhelming crowds of Kyoto have really degraded the old city. And this isn't Japan's fault or something. This is international. Over-tourism is a worldwide problem, and it is really swamped places like Venice. This is Mount Everest last May. People died in the traffic jam on the top of Mount Everest. And so the problem has been how to manage this. And management has mostly not been put into place in most places in the world. It's chaos. And the damage comes in many types. Cultural damage. This is a Nishiki market in Kyoto where the locals go to buy their fish and their pickles, but no more. Now it's a tourist trinket market where people buy their matcha ice cream, and the locals avoid it. And as the town hollows out, you get other problems in Japan, especially weird and ghastly signage all over the place, scenic damage as well as environmental. And so the problem is, how can you take the good side of tourism and also at the same time try to control the damaging effects? And so although I'm what they call a Japan National Tourist Ambassador, I ended up writing this book last year called Destroying the Nation with Tourism, Kankou Bokoku. And the point is, tourism is beneficial for Japan. It's our last hope in Iya. Our visitors to Iya are going to save us, but it's got to be controlled and managed. And we need to think about, in this new world of ours, in particular post-corona, what does tourism really mean and what is our impact as travelers? So there's really a new philosophy of tourism as I see it. And for example, Machu Picchu, I always wanted to go there. And now I won't. I'm not going to go because I can only be one of those crowds that damage the place. Plus, the mystique and the exotic magic of Machu Picchu, what am I going to find with all those people with their Instagrams? So instead, I now want to travel to the little village, which might be in Italy, but there are plenty in Japan, where not only can my travel be beneficial to the locals, but where I will find sometimes ground me more in the local culture than I might ever have been by going to the Zen Gardens of Kyoto. Because Iya was my base personally, and I've come to see that it is the base for Japan. And so I think that with this new philosophy, thinking really about our impact and also thinking about how we personally can benefit by travel, I suggest to us all that let's take our next trip to some village. And of course, we need your help in Iya, so please come. And as you can see, there's plenty of social distancing. This, I think, is our new hope. Thank you.